Alright, and welcome back to part two of the Andrew Tate and Chian Reynolds grilling episode where they are on a date and I'm analysing how well Tate does against her. And basically he's just calling her lazy now if you saw the end of part one that I did. So let's continue and have a look.
A lazy Christian, you can be a lazy kickboxer, right? I'm a kickboxer, but I don't train. Okay, bro. I understand. You're lazy. It's okay.
I'm not lazy. Do you have time for God?
There we go. He said, "You're lazy," okay? And she tried to defend herself. "Oh, I'm not lazy," but she's smiling a little bit too. So I think she does like this back and forward flirting. It's always important to tease the girl a little bit. And now she's changed, changed to the next part using a question.
Absolutely.
That's good. Do you get up early on a Sunday?
Completely.
That's good.
Every single Sunday, of course.
That's amazing.
And I think that being religious is a beautiful thing, and I think that a lot of people try and say they're spiritual or they're religious in a way, copping out on the 1 hour a week. It just feels a bit lazy to me. I think you can always find an hour a week.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Okay, and in fact, she just said, yeah, she agrees with everything that he just said. And even though she basically said she does the opposite, she doesn't go to church or whatever. But the point is here, he's standing up for what he believes in. He's not kind of, half and half, being like, oh, well, maybe, yes, sometimes I'm tired, blah, blah. No, he's like, no, this is what I do. This is what I believe, which shows a very strong masculine frame, which is important with women. And she respects it. She doesn't have to agree with it, but she definitely respects him, which is important.
You definitely could.
So maybe God sent me here to make you go to church.
Maybe.
And now he's making it a little bit more lighthearted now, because you can't stick with such a serious conversation on a date for a long time. It needs to, there still needs to be a bit of fun in there as well. So you should always sprinkle that in.
Maybe you're here to enlighten me.
Maybe that's why, yeah.
Yeah? What kind of man are you?
What's the
Okay, so that was good. That was a nice little ending to that little talk. It went serious and then it went to kind of more chilled, and that's because of him. He directed it in that way to kind of joke about it a little bit, and that's it.
spectrum? I need you to quantify it for me. Who's at the bottom and who's at the top?
Okay, cool. So she's asked him a question. I mean, it's kind of like a trick question. What kind of man are you? Oh, I'm the worst man in the world. Well, no one's going to say that. So he's kind of asked her to be a little bit more specific so he can answer it correctly, which is, again, that's quite a high value thing to do because it's putting the pressure back on her. She's going to have to explain herself a little bit more now. So this is good.
I'd just say top, like a high value man.
What would you say constitutes a high value man?
Again,
A high value man is someone that is successful financially.
Okay.
I'd say it's someone that's got a lot of integrity and good morals, that is very well respected, is very sure of himself, but also is a very family-orientated man.
I mean, she's basically, for anyone who knows Andrew Tate, she's basically described him. I mean, people argue about his morals, but that's not for this discussion now. But yeah, she's basically described pretty much him. So this should be interesting to see what he says.
That's, for me, a high value man.
Okay, it's fine. I'm high value, baby.
He's very sure of himself.
Well, she just asked him if he's a high value man, and he's just said yeah. And he said it in a confident way. It's like, yeah, okay, that's me. I'm high value. Well, fair enough.
Yeah, so what's a high value man for you?
Pretty much basically what you said. I think a high value man is a...
And again, he agrees with her because that's what he believes. So don't be afraid to agree with a girl if you genuinely believe what she said. You just don't agree all the time because I'm pretty sure you're not going to agree with a girl all the time. And you're not meant to. You're meant to have healthy discussion.
capable man. I think capability can be judged in many different ways, and capability is something which varies depending on the situation. You need a man who is capable of doing lots.
And I know he's got sunglasses on, but this is all eye contact because he, it's, again, a strong frame. You need eye contact on a date.
Different things that he doesn't do very often. You need a man who's capable of being violent when the time appears. Of course, you need a man who's capable of making money. You need a man who can kill somebody and hold a baby in the same day. You need a man with a very broad spectrum.
And she's nodding and agreeing with everything, and she's listening. So again, that shows respect. She's not like some women actually interrupt you as you're talking. If they do that, they don't respect you as much as they should.
Qualities and assets and capabilities. And this is actually what the most difficult thing about being a man is. Most people, when I say most people, let me change that. Most females don't respect how difficult it is to become a high-value man. Because to become a high-value man, you need to have so many different qualities and so many different capabilities. It's a very difficult.
And well, that's true. That is actually true. It's much harder for men than it is for women. I think we all can agree with that.
Thing to do. You need to be funny and smart and charismatic and interesting with stories and strong and rich with a nice car and a nice apartment. Whereas to be a high value female, you need to be hot. If you're nice, it's a bonus, but it's not even that necessary.
That's it.
If you're a pretty female, even if you're a piece of shit person, you're going to get messages on Instagram.
Well, yeah, that's true. And this is where maybe the date kind of idea stops really, because I mean, on a date you don't really want to talk about politics. So right now it's going into politics. So from a date point of view, it's, you know, you need to avoid topics like this. However, you know, it's a show, so it's not exactly going to be a date. But let's see just how it goes anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a good-looking man who lives with his mother, you ain't getting any messages.
Not really.
I think so. I think that if you're a good-looking man, that's all you have going for you, I don't think you're going to succeed very well in life. Yeah. I know there's very, very pretty girls who have nothing else going for them that manage to do very, very well.
Yeah.
Do you play chess?
I'm okay at it.
But if you look at the chessboard, right, the queen gets to jump all over the board, and the king has to move one square at a time, and I think that's done very purposefully. If you go to Monaco and you see a yacht and you see a man on that yacht, he had to work his entire life and network his entire life and get up early and deal with stress and tax problems and police problems and work his ass off to buy that boat. What did the girl have to do? The girl who's on that boat, the 19-year-old Ukrainian. She had to get a message on Instagram, boom.
So, I mean, again, I'm trying to not analyze exactly what he's saying. He's kind of talking about his beliefs and what he believes is right, which again is attractive. It's just this kind of topic is probably not the best of topic to bring up on a date. Okay, so we're going to stop there. I'm going to skip through some of the video and we'll go to a part 3 and we'll try and take out some more date type things. But all in all, the good points are he's got eye contact. I know that the sunglasses may not seem like he does, but he's looking directly at her when he's talking to her. He's standing up for what he believes in. He's not afraid to challenge her, but also he's not afraid to agree with her when he believes that's also true too. So he's got a strong masculine frame. And again, every now and again he sprinkles humour in, which is great. That's exactly what you want to do on a date. Again, the only thing that if you were on a date, you would try to avoid any political topics, just because on a first date or second date or even third date, you don't know them so well, so you don't want to kind of fuck it up. So yeah, right, I'm going to have a look through and we'll see you in part 3. Goodbye.